Fans in Fukuoka as well as all around the world got to witness title matches and title changes, a couple that were a bit absolutely shocking, and the return of Yota Tsuji to lay out Sonata and come for his title, as well as the return of Death Rider Jon Moxley. Holy shit. Has this intro gone off the rails? Oh yes, it always does. Let's get to the event and talk about everything that occurred. I'm John Renton with my review of New Japan Pro Wrestling's Dontaku 2023 event. Let me know your thoughts on this show in the comments, please. It's also the 10-year anniversary of Bullet Club for life. I prefer Bullet Club when they were the NWO and had bigger stars and drew bigger ratings. And people actually cared, as opposed to this hauled out husk of a group that may have been cool when they first started. Let's be honest, does anybody really want to see Bullet Club now? If you do, that's cool. It's just, is it as good as it was? Is it as good as it was even 4 fucking years ago? So yeah, nevertheless, there were some good moments on the show. A couple quick notes though. I do apologize for not reviewing anything since Sakura Genesis. I've been burned out. I've been busy with work and other projects. And also, outside of a few matches, I wasn't that interested in the lineup that New Japan was providing. Also, in regards to the Best of Super Juniors tournament that's upcoming, I'm debating whether I'm going to review it. I'll probably watch some of it. If you guys truly do want me to review it, that's fine. But I took a look at the times I reviewed the Best of Super Juniors tournament. I did in 2018, 2019. Those reviews did decent. 2020, you can kind of give a mulligan, given the fact that it was paired up with World Tag League. I didn't even review much of the 2021 tournament, and last year's, my point is, some New Japan reviews do well as far as views. Others don't. So if the interest is there, maybe I will do it, but if I do review them, they'll be Human Centipede together. It'll probably be 3 videos. It's only 12 nights, so I could just do multi-videos. We'll see. Human Centipede together, it is what it is. Anyway, yeah, 30-year anniversary of Dontaku, and it's House of Torture. So, Evil, Yujiro, Sho, and Dick Togo against Bishamon, Yoshihashi, and Goto, Yano, and Yo. At least it was over quick. Dick got pounded and hit with Shoto 1, 2, 3. And then a beatdown because recently Evil and Yujiro House of Torture in general had stolen the tag team championships in the lead up to this. Aussie Open comes down, gets their titles back, and basically says, Bishamon, you deserve a title shot. House of Torture, you don't, but you're going to keep coming out, so let's have a 3-way. 3-way at Dominion? Probably. So then Shane Hayes, Mikey Nichols, and Fujita took on Aussie Open and Okan. Conveniently, Aussie Open and Okan were already in the ring. Fujita kept wanting to go at Okan, and eventually we got some good stuff here. I mean, it wasn't a bad match. It was typical. A German for 2, a half Nelson where Fujita got dropped right on his goddamn head and got caught in the sheep killer and tapped out. There you go. So then Hanari, Akira, and TJP took on Shota Umino, Kushida, and Kevin Knight. I'm thrilled for Kevin Knight considering I saw him at some indie shows where he was wrestling in front of maybe 200 people in Western Washington. So good for him. Hard work pays off. Kushida and Kevin Knight did recently beat TJP and Akira to win the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championships. It was a decent match. I didn't bother reviewing it because I didn't see the point. Shota and Hanari could be interesting. Match was decent. We did get a trap cradle and TJP got pinned. Who is coming down to earth because they're hyping up this whole goddamn thing? There we go. Who's coming down to earth? Kind of looks like a wolf, not a dragon. People were hoping for Danielson. They're going to be disappointed. Shingo, Bushi, and Naito took on Kanemaru, Doki, and Taichi. Shingo and Taichi are destined to do this forever. I did see their match over the KOPW Championship. That was hard-hitting and brutal and was, God forbid, it was north of 30 minutes. I mean, that was not a slog. It's just prepare, sit down, have a snack and everything because it's not over quickly. Match is fine, good pace, triple submissions, and Bushi eventually taps because he's the only one not figured into any big storyline going forward. And you can beat Bushi and not take anything off the team. Best Super Junior lineups, they are going pedal to the metal right away. And you know what? Doing this sprint, good idea. From the 12th to the 28th, that's how they're going to do it. So yeah, if I review it, just saying it again, if I do review it, they're going to be Human Centipede together videos, because I got a lot of work coming up. I got other projects I'm working on. And also, to be perfectly honest, if the interest for New Japan just isn't there, then I'm going to cut back on what I review. Also, I can only review so much wrestling at once. I'm going to give you one more example before I continue. The New Japan Cup. That's kind of what gave me pause on reviewing the Best of Super Juniors. The New Japan Cup, those reviews didn't do well at all. And that's fine. It's okay. I mean, I'm one person. I'm only one person. I'm just one of, I assume, quite a few people reviewing New Japan. It's just, it's unfortunate because New Japan tended to do well. And then ever since, I would say, 2021, it's just dropped dramatically. Yes, the pandemic might have had something to do with it, but nevertheless. So, Best Super Juniors, if you don't see the reviews, apologies in advance. Hikuleo took on Kenta in a strong openweight championship match. Big boot, and it seemed like Kenta was feigning a knockout, but he wasn't knocked out. And then he focused on the knee. The ref got clocked by the big boot, and then we got a kendo stick, and Jado got hit with the kendo stick, and it became messy and convoluted. And then a choke slam, countered into game over. Second ref had come in by this point. And then we get the ref shoved, a low blow, and then we get the bukkake knee. I know that's not what it's called, but that's what I'm going to call it. And then suddenly, Hikuleo takes back over, hits a choke slam, 1, 2, 3, new champion. Okay, maybe they're gearing up to give Kenta a decent run in the G1. Jeff Cobb took on Zack Sabre Jr. in a good TV championship match. Everybody in the corner, everybody in the spotlight losing their religion. We had, we had basically, TMZSJ, as it were, and then, the United Empire in the corner. Well, not Ospreay. I think Ospreay is still dealing with shit, but nevertheless, the whole point is, a lot of people out there, so if there's anybody that I missed, I do apologize. Power versus technique. Zack Sabre Jr. could not take down Cobb at first, and then knee focus. He's working, chopping the bigger man down. We did get a nice gourd buster off the goddamn top. That was pretty brutal. I think they got a little bit messy at the end. 3 minutes, that was fine. But once we got to like 1 minute, the spin cycle and Zack Sabre Jr. tumbling outside was fine. But then you would have thought Cobb would have gone for broke, and he didn't. He countered out of a triangle, hit a suplex, and didn't immediately get back up and try to do something. It ended up in a draw. Maybe we get a rematch at some point. It was a good match, but I felt like it kind of fumbled the finish. I don't mind a draw, it just kind of fumbled it. There should have been more action. Okada, Tanahashi, and Ishii against Suzuki, Despy, and Narita. Never Openweight 6-man championship. Interesting combination here. Combination, as it were. Interesting collection, however you want to say it. Narita kept wanting to prove himself and said, I'm going to go after Okada. So Okada was more vicious and a dick and beating him down. This did seem to go a bit long. This was like 20 minutes, and I think could have been 15. That's just my take. Tana can't go anymore. I think the Tana and Suzuki have to be done soon. I'm not trying to write people off because of age, just because of mileage. Tana's ribs got targeted. Everybody kept, getting their shots in. And eventually Rainmaker, 1, 2, 3. So Okada's never Openweight 6-man champion. Pretty much takes him out of the running of challenging Sonata at Dominion. In fact, we might just have Sonata go on a fucking run until Wrestle Kingdom where Okada beats him. And if they want to give Sonata that kind of run, I'm all for it. I would have thought they would have had to come to an end at Dominion with Okada winning it back like they did to Naito. But honestly, I don't think they're going to do that. Not given what happened in the aftermath of the main event. So then Shota basically shows up and says, hey, Okada, I want to challenge you, and somebody else is going to be joining me. And it's Moxley. Moxley's returning. If Moxley is just vicious but not bleeding constantly and not using furniture like crazy and is New Japan Moxley, I'm all for it. Because New Japan Moxley was a different animal and was entertaining. He's going to return to Dominion. Cool. Who's the other person going to be teaming with him? I don't know. Okada then basically says to Shota, fuck you, young boy. And pretty good visual demonstration. Pretty clear. So then Bullet Club package, 10 years of this shit. Tama Tonga versus David Finlay. Never Openweight Championship. And I'm just going to make it very quick here. Tama should have... I get why Tama didn't win here, but Tama basically just got destroyed. He got shots in. They had a jump start. And then they got into the crowd. And then why even have a ref? Once Tama basically started getting laid down as head and neck targeted, eventually multiple power bombs, pulled up, he kept pulling up the cover, hit Trash Panda or whatever he's calling it. 1, 2, 3. Tama got eaten alive, basically. So, new champion. They do a stretcher job for Tama. And then ELP shows up to attack Finlay. So maybe we're going to have that at Dominion. You know what? Have ELP beat Finlay for the Never Openweight Championship and hold it until Wrestle Kingdom. I'm all for it because ELP has definitely shined and has improved dramatically from 2021, but especially last year. He's just risen up a lot, if that's even a word, or that's even a way to phrase it. So Sonata took on Hiromu in a champ versus champ match. Okay, I had to try and remember about Hiromu being the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion because I was struggling to remember if Robbie Eagles beat him. Because that's how much wrestling I've watched. Sometimes some things get messed up. Big fight feels, not a much more heelish. Hiromu just wouldn't quit. We got some big old moves here. Crowd was into it. Hiromu showing off his strengths. We got some heavy forearms and uppercuts. We got a time bomb too. We got a skull end. We got big moves and everything, and eventually dead ball 1, 2, 3. Sonata gets the victory. Good stuff. Not going to complain one goddamn bit there. Hiromu looks strong in defeat, but needed to lose. And Sonata basically does the celebration. See you next time. Lights out, and suddenly Yota Tsuji shows up and lays out all 5 guys, including hitting a big spear on Sonata. And there you go. All right. I'm not going to complain. It's just this is a New Japan event that had some good stuff about it. But it feels like New Japan is a little bit stuck with some of their stuff. Like, I know that they can't always get the most, European American talent to come over. At least good European American talent. They have a few. And I know that they took financial hits because of the pandemic and running shows and stuff like that. And Bushiroad took financial hits because of the acquisition of Stardom and stuff like that. And there's other factors. They have money, but they took a hit. I just hope they can turn things around. They can keep the momentum going because Best Super Juniors is looking to be a pretty good field. I'm not going to do predictions for it. Again, maybe I'll do reviews. We'll see. If you don't see them, apologies. Agree, disagree, what I said, like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Rentlin. I'll see you soon.